Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 5 of Outer Banks titled Midsummers. So, we start off with Sheriff, or Officer, whatever, Peterkin, interviewing, JJ, and I gotta say, I really love Sheriff Peterkin. She's a cool and funny character, and it kind of helps me differentiate her from the other character I know, Indra from the 100. I love that she was talking with JJ and she says, you're like a pebble in my shoe. Every time I shake it out, I think it's gone, and I step on it and it's still there. She basically kind of, low-key threatens him, and shows him pictures of the dead bodies of those dudes, and he does admit that they rummaged around JJ's house and stuff. He gets bailed out by his dad, and for a minute, I'm on the dad's side. I'm like, yeah, dude, you did fuck up. 32,000, that is a lot of money. Plus bail. Bail ain't, depending, shit. I don't know how expensive the bail money would be, but it's still money. And, so I'm kind of on the dad's side, and then they get in the car, and then I remember the last episode, I believe, or the episode before that, JJ admits to the guy at the dock or whatever that his dad beats him. And his dad beat him in the car, just straight slammed his head repeatedly and viciously into the car window and door. Oh my god. I forgot about what JJ told the dock worker or whatever, so that was a shock to me. We have a scene with this masked man, and I'm thinking it's the same masked man from the last episode, or the episode before that, when they found the dead bodies. He was basically there with, they said, yeah, he was killed by a so-and-so weapon, and we see this masked dude holding the so-and-so weapon. And Sheriff Peterkin's like, so I did this one favor for you, we're even now, I'm gonna do my job now. I need some more information with this. So also on the table was the compass that Peterkin took from John B. We have John B. going to the school and talking with his history teacher, who can speak some type of language, which Denmark Tanny wrote a letter to his son in. So the dude translates it, and he realizes that the last message was, part of the letter was basically in code. It was Denmark Tanny telling the son Robert to harvest the wheat. But John B. realized that it's code for the gold. So he goes home, and, John B's, or JJ's there. I get them, so I don't know why I want to, whatever. So JJ comes in and basically says, hey, we're being watched. I don't know who's watching us. And it's Shoop in a goddamn car. And I just love how Peter Kidd was like, yeah, we need you to be stealthy. So I need you to watch John B's house. And he's like, yep, stealth mode activated. And he's immediately spotted, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy watching us. So they get in their boat, and escape. And then we get the thing of the titles. Midsummers is basically a party or whatever for the rich people. But Pope is there because his dad's working a grill. Maybe, I think he might be doing catering or something like that. Some type of catering. I don't know what he's doing. Grilling or anything. And Pope's there helping. And Pope's father, I think Hayward, is one of the funniest characters. And And I also love his characterization. Like, he straight up tells Pope, stop doing dumb shit until at least after you have your scholarship interview. Because if you fail, that's not just a failure. That's not just you failing. I'm gonna consider a personal failure. And I really love it. I love that entire scene between Pope and his father. That was, I think, my favorite scene of the episode. Then we had Kiara speaking with her parents. You know, she doesn't want to... She's complaining about it, but her, family... Her family, I think, comes from poor origins, so now now that they got the money, they're trying to really fit in, and I guess not tell people that they're from new money. Or whatever, I don't know. I don't know. We have a scene between Ward and Sarah where he convinces her to go, and he's just like, alright, so it sounds like you need to dump Topper's ass, but, like, can you do it tomorrow? Like, we don't need this drama right now, which is kind of, I mean, I don't know how to take that advice. I mean, whatever. So John B sends JJ in to the party to give Sarah a message because he needs Sarah to get the original layout of the tanning hall where she lives so he can find out where Parcel 9 is. Because that's where the wheat or the gold is. He ends up getting, harassed by Rafe, Topper, and their other friend. I can't remember his name. I don't know if it's been said, but I can't remember it. He ends up getting rescued by security. He's thrown out. Kind of makes a bit of an ass of himself. Kiara joins him. John B. and Pope, they all run off. But not before John B. and Sarah have a nice little scene, and they have a kiss, but Topper's getting suspicious. So we have a scene, basically the, rundown where John B. runs Pope, Kiara and whatever, and what he's found, and they're more suspicious of Sarah, and I kind of feel like I don't know how to take Kiara's suspicion or hatred or whatever, because it's like, I don't know if it's really that she hates Sarah and all the things she said about Sarah are true, or if, like, she's jealous of Sarah taking away her friend, or Sarah taking away her love interest. Maybe Kiara does like John B. I don't know. Or maybe she's just mad that she's and one of the things she took exception to was the fact that she was a kook. Which is kind of hypocritical because Kiara is technically a kook. We have a scene where between Ward and Sarah, another scene, and she's got the map and she kind of plays it off like, yeah, I got a boyfriend, new guy, and he sends her off, just make smart choices. And he goes to a secret safe, which is behind the picture of Denmark Tanny. He opens it, and in it is the John B.'s compass, which he was, I guess, took from Peterkin, which implies that he was a masked man. Also kind of implies that he maybe killed those two dudes, but also maybe not, because I don't see Ward Cameron doing the dirty work. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So Topper comes up to the house drunk as shit. And, he starts talking to Sarah, who he thinks is Sarah, but it's actually Wheezy sleeping in her bed. And so Topper, still drunk, goes and confronts John B. and Sarah. And he sees John B. and Sarah, kissing and, in this old tree house. And he shoves John B. Now, to Topper's credit, he was correct. Like, he didn't shove him. I don't think he shoved him that hard. And the railing was probably rotted. I think, so I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I really don't think he meant to fully kill him. But, like, still, he fucked up. That shitty thing. So, Sarah, you know, is basically screaming for help, and JJ, Pope, and, you know, Kiara come, and Sarah's crying over John B, and I think this might be where Kiara kind of realized at least a little bit that, hey, okay, maybe she's a little bit sincere about this, or I don't know. She kind of seemed conflicted. Then we have the final scene, and it's John B waking up in the hospital. He's got a cast, he's got a concussion, he's got a broken arm, he's got a concussion, and now he's getting fostered by Warden. And I'm pretty sure this is, you know, he comes in, he's like, you know, you protected my daughter, because, you know, Topper was kind of drunk, and he was kind of, you know, attacking him too, or, Sarah too, a bit. And he's like, you know, you tried to tell me the truth, you know, you were honest up front about it, and, you know, I fired you. Because he kind of was up front that he took the, took the canisters, and that's why he was sorry. But at the same time, I fully believe that the only reason he's doing this is so he can get close to John B, so he can figure out what the hell Redding means. I just think he was staring at this compass, seeing Redding, and like, Redding? The hell does that mean? Or also, he's just, you know, doing the classic thing. Why do I gotta do all the work when I could let him do all the work? Overall, I don't know if I enjoyed this episode as much as the rest of them. I think this might be the weakest episode, in my opinion. But overall, this show is pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really enjoying this show. I think I'll give this episode a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.